Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. A particular group in the Southeast have decided to tell the whole world the significance of Nnamdi Kanu in prison as it relates to the Ndigbos. You're going to see the perspective which they are coming from. And also, another group in the Southeast have sent a message out about the issue of injustice, which must be corrected in 2023. They talked about that if any group suffers injustice, they have no business to talk about peace until something is done to create equity, which will then generate peace. You're going to hear details of all of these in a jiffy. But before we continue, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our video. An Igbo socio-cultural group, Ndigbo, has declared that Ndigbos are in prison as long as leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is in detention. It has been reported that Kanu is currently being detained in the facility of the Department of State Services on the order of Justice Binta Mutalanya, called late Federal High Court in Abuja, following treasonable felony charges preferred against the secessionist leader by the federal government. Continuing, Ndigbo, in a statement by its publicity secretary, Edomobi, promised and forwarded on Sunday, maintained that Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist but radicalized by the killing of his harmless followers by a Nigerian security operative. The Igbo group reiterated its call for the immediate and unconditional release of the pro-Biafra leader. It also warned against any harm to Kanu as that may be devastating. Ndigbo further emphasized that Ndigbos will only accord them the equity in 2023 if Nigeria accord them the same. It noted that Nigeria owed Ndigbo a political debt that must be paid in 2023, else Igbos will leave. According to the group, we cannot be slaves and second-class citizens in Nigeria. The socio-cultural group also called on all the political parties in Nigeria to zone their 2023 presidency to Igbo land. Meanwhile, in another the APEC socio-cultural Southeast organization, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, has reaffirmed the belief of the Igbo people in the unity of Nigeria. In a Christmas and New Year address presented by Professor George Obiozor, the President General of the group, at a press conference held in Owerri, the Imo State capital, and forwarded to on Sunday, the group insisted that the Igbo nation seek justice, as throughout history those denied justice have had no interest in peace. He also maintained that a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction has become imperative and an idea whose time has come, adding that it is a national necessity that is anchored on equity, justice, and fairness. Obiozor further reiterated that a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction is politically justifiable and morally defensible, positing also that it will heal and unite the nation. He disclosed that Ohanaeze Ndigbo will soon announce a political action committee to canvass for the support and understanding of other Nigerians towards the actualization of a president of this Igbo bloc. According to him, he said, "Be not discouraged. The Igbo struggle for justice, equity, and fairness in Nigeria has been long and agonizing, but there is light at the end of the tunnel." As Nelson Mandela said, "It looks impossible until it is done." With the new narrative of courage, without rancor, wisdom, without humility, we will be able to persuade our fellow Nigerians that it is time to reintegrate Ndigbos effectively into the mainstream of Nigerian political process and governance. This is in the national interest. Obiozor expressed dismay that Igbo talents and ability to turn adversity into advantages, obstacles into opportunities, and difficulties into dividends have been misrepresented as attempts at dominating, hence confronted with anger, hostility, and violence at any given crisis in Nigeria and even outside the country. Obiozor partly said, in fact, no people in recent history have been unfortunate or at best had a mixed fortune or blessing as Ndigbo in Nigeria political and governance. In Nigerian politics and governance, sorry. For example, quite often the Igbo energy and enterprise were misunderstood as being over ambitious. In 1999, the country, for the purpose of healing the nation and creative use of crisis and conflict, yielded the presidency to the Southwest. I ask Ndigbo everywhere from today to make every effort to convince other Nigerians in political party and organizations that ours is a righteous cause whose time has come. That was what Obiuzo had to tell the Ndigbos wherever they are right now, that the time, it is a righteous cause and this is the set time for it. But first of all, let's look at the first news talking about the fact that as long as Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, Ndigbos are also in prison. Now, this is a very serious statement, I tell you. It's not just that which can be pushed aside. Now, what's the level of influence that Nnamdi Kanu have that seems to regulate everyone to think in sync with whatever that is happening around him? That is one big question that this group needs to let the people understand, because that statement is not just an ordinary statement. It points to the fact that there is total acceptability for Nnamdi Kanu. His dreams, his aspiration, and the purpose of pushing for Biafra is globally accepted by all Ndigbos, and which therefore means that there is no hope for Ndigbo if Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, because what they mean, if I must interpret it perfectly well, it means that as long as Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, we are visionless, we do not have a purpose. We are being tied down psychologically. He's in prison, but out here we are also psychologically in prison, which means there is no pursuit by Ndigbos that is really worth it if Nnamdi Kanu is still in prison, because he is like the ultimate man directing where we are supposed to go to. Now, with this statement, it also goes to tell that the guy's influence has been recognized, globally, and that acceptability is not something to struggle about. But unfortunately, we still have some, Ndigbos who do not align with that, school of thoughts. Many believe that Nnamdi Kanu pursued for Biafra is not really of great importance to them, because right now, what most of them are still looking at is the unity of Nigeria. For example, Ohanaeze and Ndigbo, we heard what they just said, that we still believe in the unity of Nigeria. But unfortunately, what is causing the rancor tension in the Southeast is because there had been no level of equity when it has to do with Ndigbos, and as long as there is no justice, the people who are suffering injustice have no business with peace, and that is why the situation is getting tense every day. I mean, it's a serious issue, I tell you, but I'm going to be looking at some of the reactions of Nigerians in this respect. And someone here says, well, what you are saying is strictly your own. For me, whether Nnamdi Kanu is in prison or not, Igbos are going forward ever, never backward. Another person here says the dream of Nnamdi Kanu is understood to change the narrative of Ndigbos politically, but saying that since he is in prison, all Ndigbos are in prison, I do not stand with you on that. Another person here says Ohanaeze and Ndigbo, if they can reason in this line, will do everything within their powers to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is out of prison. All right, that has been said, but then we'd like to leave it there. What's your position in respect to this? Let's interact in our comment.